Here it is, July 5th, 2014, and we are at the DeWitt end of the old Erie Canal. And what we're going to do is we're going to paddle from here in our canoe to Chittenango, which is about a little over 10 miles, for a fun day. Check it out. See how the waterway is, for possibly having other people put their boats in and turning this into a recreational area. Not a very good put in, put out, but it's the best we can do here at this end. I'm not sure where others are. There's one in Chittenango, of course. Now this is DeWitt, and the canal used to go across what is now 481 and used to head up in through Syracuse on what is now Erie Boulevard. Farther along, beyond the scope of this little camera, is Wide Waters, where when I was a youngster it actually terminated. But the roadways and what have you have taken command, and they've filled in the canal and what have you. So this is actually where we're going to start. Now over here we have a group of bicyclists who are bicycling sections of it. Eventually they're going to be going to Buffalo to Albany. This is a little nice park there we have here. But I guess we'll put the modern motorcycle. I guess we'll put the boat in the water and start our paddle. Okay, now we're really on the water with our boat. She wins the Winona. And right here in front of us is the aqueduct that goes over Butternut Creek. Back in its heyday, it was full width, but you can see right now it's just a little narrow channel, which we're going to have to go through and get into the regular water. Okay, this is the channel that is open for kayaks and canoes and what have you from DeWitt onto the main Erie Canal. These metal things on the side happen to capture a lot of wood going down through here and plug it up sometimes, and we have to come through and clear it out. Okay, now we open into the real canal, and here we go.
Mark the time.
What is the time, dear?
11:38.
11:38 on this July 5th. Yeehaw! Nice little gazebo over here. Well, just after leaving our put-in DeWitt, there's this large cement structure over there. Looks like it might be part of a trestle crossing or something on this wider portion of the canal. A turnaround area for boats. Well, we're down to the Cedar Bay area. There's a bridge there that goes over, and there's actually a put-in down here a little ways. We're going to stop for a moment. We're going to see a lot more of this green, goopy stuff on the surface now from this point out. You can see in the water as I'm coasting along, stuff that's growing down there. It looks kind of weird at times. Okay, this is the first overpass, 1.2 miles in. This is Burdick Street. leading up to Fayetteville on the right. Okay, this is the first tree across the canal, and hopefully we'll be able to negotiate it. I'm not even sure that was down when I was riding the bicycle last week. We'll see what happens here. Maybe through that area right there. Well, we got over the first one, which was just after Burdick Street, but we had to pole up over it. That's a new drop there. Something else down here in front of us here now. Okay, east of the Burdick Street Bridge, there's another wide area, probably for the big boats to turn around back in the 1800s, early 1900s. Okay, now we're down to the Fayetteville Aqueduct. On the right-hand side is the channel we'll go into. This goes across Limestone Creek. There's also a pedestrian bridge just beyond it, and there goes somebody up onto the bridge, so they can go into Fayetteville directly from there. So we're approaching the little passageway now, the aqueduct for the canoes and kayaks and what have you. Get us over Limestone Creek. This too fills up with a lot of logs and junk and what have you and has to be cleaned out. I did it about a week and a half ago. It was quite a task. The wood gets jammed up, as you can see right down here at these vertical concrete and metal things. And then from that point on, it just keeps filling up. Hi there.
Hi. Just having fun.
Oh, hey. Now we get back into the full channel again. Hi there. And we'll paddle under the pedestrian bridge.
Got the perfect day.
Have a great one.
You too.
Now this is the Fayetteville. Actually, there's a feeder that comes in from over there to supply water to the canal. It can be paddled up there. I don't know how far. But again, this was a turnaround, and maybe they had other services here. I know over at that far bank where I'm aiming at, there's a skeletal remains of a boat under the water. There's this little bridge that goes across the canal here. This obviously wasn't here when it was in operation way back. And it's just dirt on top and kind of doesn't go anywhere. In fact, it's blocked off from the road on the right, which is 257, going between Fayetteville behind us and Manlius Center in front of us. It may have accessed some farmers' fields over here to the left way back when. Don't know. But it's still here. What we're approaching now are two huge concrete supports that were there for the railroad that went from Syracuse out through Fayetteville, Manlius, Cazenovia, Georgetown, I think all the way to Earlville. And in the original days of the canal, these weren't here. They had a long span that went from The abutment on the left, which we can't see yet, across the canal, across the roadway there, and connected up on the other side. That was quite an engineering achievement. Then I guess when the canal was no longer in service, they decided to build a stronger bridge and put these pillars in place to support it. Still in pretty good shape after all these years. There's the abutment I spoke of. The train used to come up there, go across here, someplace up there on the bank where the bridge ended. And we continue paddling east towards Chittenango on a rather choked up waterway. Some wildlife here.